Dumelang Abusheni and hello hi Mzansi. Welcome back to Sisters Without Shame, a no-holds-barred podcast that is proudly brought to you by Health for Mzansi. I'm your host Noluthando Ngakani, and I'm here to hold your hand as you seek the answers to those ingrown hairs and toenails and even suspicious body odors that you dare not speak of in public. On this episode, we're observing Bone Marrow Stem Cell Donation and Leukemia Awareness Month. Stem cells are special human cells that can develop into many different cell types. This can range from muscle cells to brain cells, and in some cases, they can also fix damaged tissues. Up to 70% of blood cancer and blood disorder sufferers require a blood stem cell donation from a non-related donor. However, a general lack of information and education are major barriers preventing eligible potential donors from registering on the global registry. This week, we are joined by Polokwane's Maleka and Mtengwana from Zeereust in the Northwest, who have spent more time in hospitals than outside of them waiting for life-saving stem cell matches. Thabo and Unati share their stories. Can you tell me a bit about yourself, Unati and Thabo? You can start, Unati.
With me, I started getting sick in 2017 with T-cell leukemia. I went to mission the same year, which was good, but I'm still fighting this disease even today. I don't even know how to explain the experience. It's been devastating in many ways, financially, impilo. It's been bad. God is great. Last year, December, when I was doing my random checkups, it was discovered that there's cancer. It's now in a molecular level and on my spinal cord and brain. Since July, we decided that we're going to focus on it. So I haven't been anywhere like work. I stopped working since July last year, focusing on the treatment. So the treatment that I've been doing now, it's chemo. I've done high doses of chemo and spine and brain radiation. I'm done with the radiation treatment now. Next week, Tuesday, I'm starting another round of chemo.
And how old are you now, Unati?
I'm 37.
You were diagnosed when?
2017.
Thabo, what is the medical reason that you need a stem cell donor specifically?
Mine started in 2012. I was in Bloemfontein. I just got sick, shortness of breath. Those are the symptoms where my X-linked sideroblastic anemia started.
As I was saying, 2017, it was just sideroblastic anemia until 2019, when I went to Dr. Theogegna, where we found out that it's X-linked. So since 2012, I was living with this. Now my iron levels are high, so I go for blood transfusions on a monthly basis.
So it's a chronic condition that you're living with that requires blood?
Yes, so now I'm just waiting for a blood stem cell donor so we can get rid of the remaining, which is not producing enough red blood cells with oxygen. Because now my sickness is it doesn't produce red blood cells with oxygen. There's no oxygen going to the tissue cells. The bone marrow is dead, doesn't do anything. Hence, I go for blood transfusions every month.
Unati, tell us, how can stem cell donations help benefit your health? Why do you need stem cell donation?
The stem cells will help to delete cancer. At the moment, I can live with what I have, but my fear is that with the cancer that is in me, because it's at the molecular level. But the fear is we don't know when I'm going to relapse. So getting a stem cell will help me in preventing a relapse in the future. So I cannot say I'm happy with the way that I am now. With the option that I can get a stem cell, that's very good opportunity for me.
Thabo, why do you think people aren't donating their stem cells? Why isn't it not a known thing for us in our communities?
The information doesn't reach our communities. There's lack of information, there's lack of awareness, there's lack of a whole lot of things. They don't know what's happening around cancer as a whole because they think cancer kill at a go. So now we need to make awareness and create awareness that cancer can be healed, can win against cancer because there's no things that on the horizon. So as you know, there is medication for cancer. Even the blood stem cells, they are there for us to help us, and there's more of us.
How can we convince people to start donating stem cells?
To let people aware that there are diseases like this, blood cancers. Because even myself, I never knew about any cancer of the blood. The only cancer I knew before was the breast cancer. So if we can raise awarenesses that there's things like this, there are people that are getting infected every day. There are options of healing people. It can work better. We just need to raise awareness and the current issues. There's not enough information getting to the people. Every Tuesday, I go to Polokwane if I'm not admitted there. If you go there to the clinic, they attend to more than 80 people per Tuesday. And it's always different people every Tuesday. If you multiply 80 by, let's say, 4 Tuesday, that's a lot. And there's still some people who are in the wards.
Tabo, what does a typical day of treatment look like while you're waiting for stem cell donation?
Every day, every night, I need to take desferal, which is iron, the medication for reduction of iron in my bloodstream. But every month I go to Pretoria to Netcare to do blood transfusions. Before I did every fortnight. Now is every night I do my nettle on the stomach. It runs for 8 hours to reduce iron in my bloodstreams.
It must be costly.
It does cost a lot because there's a whole lot of things that need to be completed before. It almost costs around 30,000.
And are you working now?
No, I'm not working. I'm using my mom's medical aid. So it's a struggle because it costs a lot, even when going to Pretoria.
How does it look like in terms of expenses for you? I mean, I know you said now you are unemployed because of you living with this disease now.
I've been fortunate enough that I haven't paid for my treatment since 2017, but I know that once I'm done with the treatment, I'll have to pay. The only cost for me when I go to Polokwane is traveling, and I have to sleep in Joburg. I don't have a family at that side. But then the treatment, it's still for now under, I'm getting it under the hospital cost. I don't even know how much I owe the hospital since 2017.
Before you were diagnosed, what did you used to do?
I'm a civil engineer. I was working in KZN. So when I was in KZN, I realized that I was sick. And then I decided, no, I'm going to move to Northwest with my family just to see what's happening with me. I think it was a blessing that I left KZN because when I got this side, I got worse. I lost weight, I couldn't eat, I was bleeding heavily. When I went to hospital, I was told that I've got only 3 days to live. I rushed to Joburg for treatment. If I was in KZN, I was not gonna maybe go to hospital.
Sounds like a devastating experience. I'm happy you've survived to also share your story with us. Maybe hearing from the people who actually need stem cell donations will help.
Yes.
And for you, Tabo, what did you used to do maybe before you were diagnosed as well?
When I was diagnosed, I was still looking for a job. I'm an electrician by trade. Now I just bake, and when there's something electrical need to be fixed, I just go and do that. And now I just bake.
What do you bake?
Scone, biscuit, small cakes, muffins, cupcakes, yeah.
And where do you sell?
Yeah, it home in Limpopo. So even at the hospital where I go.
Thank you for joining this week's episode of Sisters Without Shame, Tabo and Unati. For more on their journeys, visit healthformzansi.co.za. Now remember, if you are in a medical bind, babes, and looking for a shoulder to cry on, you can send an email to hello@healthformzansi.co.za. Or alternatively, you can send a WhatsApp to 0761320454. Me personally, I would never blue tick you, baby. The power of Ubuntu is unmatched and can even be life-saving if we're going to be real about it. Donated stem cells provide a supply for patients with cancer, damaged bone marrow, or impaired immunity and help them to generate new blood. That brings us to the end of episode 55 of Sisters Without Shame, proudly brought to you by Health from Zanzi. From me, Nolutando Ngakani, have a great week. And remember to show your girl some love by sharing this podcast with a friend.